Alright, y'all. We're having some GoPro charging issues. So we're gonna do forward-facing recording in our journey through Frederick and Hagerstown to look at adventure bikes. We wanted to take a minute to thank our friends at thebikerlawyers.com. If you're ever in an accident in Iowa or Minnesota, make sure to call and ride the recovery road with the Biker Lawyers. Hi guys, if you're new to our channel, I'm Meg and this is my motorcycle journey. This motovlog follows me on two wheels. Cameraman comes along with me. If you haven't already, it would mean so much to both of us if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can continue bringing you along on our adventures. Alright guys, so I have mentioned in some video, I think, that Michael and I are potentially in the market for a new bike. We're not getting rid of these bikes.
Never. Or at least
Definitely
mine.
never getting rid of the Breakout. I mean, maybe we'd get a new Breakout.
Maybe.
Anywho's, we're thinking, I know everyone wants us to get a touring bike, but can you just let us wait till we're 50? Like,
we're not that far from there.
that's 10 years, Michael.
There's Tenere.
Is that for sale or somebody's bike?
It's for sale.
So anyway, we rode, if you guys like our regular viewers, we rode this bike in Costa Rica for 5 days. And we both really liked it. It was a struggle for me because of the seat height. But you know what? I got the job done for 5 days. So if you're a regular viewer, you guys will know we have a friend, Dennis, and he has a Super Tenere, and he's had it lowered, what do you think, 4 inches?
I don't know how low. I don't know.
And it's much more comfortable for me to ride. So we are considering that. But we would like to have a bike that we can take off-road. So
And still use
as like another bike on the road. So that's why we're in the market. So we're looking at, I think so far we've talked about looking at Teneres, Pan Ams,
Tigers.
Triumph Tiger, which, does Caroline ride that? Is that the bike she rides?
I think so.
I should ask her about that. And then, so my stepbrother rides, and he told me that I should look at a Honda that they just brought back in the United States, the Trans Alp. So we might take a look at that. But we're here at a Yamaha dealer, and I'm just guessing that they're not going to like us very
Probably
much.
not.
But we'll see.
Look, be optimistic.
Yeah, you know, maybe that'll be nice.
Have we ever been in here?
One time, a little while ago.
How you doing? We need a motorcycle.
What's that?
We're looking at that Tenere out there. What year is that one?
21.
That is 21.
6,200 miles on it. I put the first 6,200 miles on it.
Nice.
Talking to the right person. That was his bike before he traded on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then what'd you trade it for?
An XSR 900.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we did in Costa Rica. We were on 2020 700s.
No,
Okay.
they were 2022s.
Probably
Were
more,
they?
yeah. 21 was the first year actually they did it in the
first year,
States.
but
Yeah.
it was in
Okay.
2020s. And it didn't change though for 22.
So we went out. We did a 2-day dirt bike tour, like
Costa
a jungle
Rica.
tour on dirt bikes, and then we
Yeah.
did 5 days on a Tenere. We both ride Harleys, but we're interested.
We're looking
in
for a
an
third
adventure
bike now.
A third bike to sort of diversify. We liked the Tenere. We have a buddy that has a Super 10, and he's let us ride it.
They're heavy.
It is heavy.
She's very tall, so
Right?
it makes it.
So it's tough for me to ride that. So I have to try
Do the
hard
1 foot thing? Yeah.
Yeah, and after 5 days, like I was telling, because we have gone cross country on our Harleys, but like after 5 days in the Tenere, I was like, I'm gonna need to lower it a little for me, just because it's hard.
It can be tricky in certain situations.
I mean, I'm not
right?
that. I'm 6 foot, and it's still I'm on my toes sometimes. You
He
know.
had
Yeah.
to get the kickstand for me every
single
time
time
because
she got
I
off the
couldn't
bike.
reach the kickstand.
Gotcha.
So they do
Yeah.
a lowering link and they have a low seat. So that gets you, I mean,
You
you're
get a
talking
little
little by
bit.
little.
You're still
but
talking. Just
any
take a little
direction
bit.
you go.
But we
in,
want
better.
to find one that we both could
Can
ride.
ride,
Yeah.
so that we
so-
cannot be putting as many miles on our bikes.
So the cool part about that is the lowering link will drop it some. The the seat is easy to switch back and forth.
So you could have
So
a
you
regular
could-
You
Your
could do
seat,
a
her
person.
seat,
You could even do a
yeah.
rally
Yeah.
seat for you and go
Yeah.
taller, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have a tall seat.
Now, if you lower the bike, that takes away from the suspension, obviously,
Right,
a little bit,
So
but not
Dennis said-
much that you're going to notice.
Our buddy lowered it. What do you think? 3
or
4
4
inches.
inches.
And
You want to
That's a
get
lot.
more than 2.
Okay.
Just because the handling.
Right.
I mean, and 2 inches is enough that it'll get you a little closer to the ground. But unless you're gonna be doing the big doubles on it,
No.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's not going to affect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really depends how aggressive you're going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Even the lower, you're going to be pretty aggressive. You just have to be prepared that it may just touch.
And then I have to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you,
yeah.
we were very impressed because we went everywhere in Costa Rica, and there was places that had 12-foot potholes and
I mean, I went
no
through-
road
I rode through
eroded
rivers and everything.
Oh, they're
river
great
crossings,
bikes, yeah.
and it did really well. But I was exhausted, and if we're gonna take it on the road for a long time, I think having just an inch or two would help me.
Oh, yeah,
capacity.
Well, and also it's an unfamiliar bike. The more time you have on it, the less exhausting it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, riding Costa Rica, you're exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous, man.
You grab this thing. Hold on.
Yep, yep. How much is that bike?
That one is, I think we're $89.95.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And that's how many miles?
6,200. Like I said, it's just barely broken in.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of off-road on it. Very,
Yeah.
very little, really. And what I did was basically double track.
Okay.
Yeah, and mostly gravel.
And it doesn't have any bags or luggage or anything. You took all that off, or you just never had it
It's
on?
bone stock.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
We did. So they had just like they weren't hard bags. They had like
He had,
Soft like
Yeah,
wrapped
yeah,
on
yeah,
self
giant
bags.
and they did it. It did a great job.
They
You
weren't
know?
like mine. They didn't have brackets. They were different. Those ones.
They were just
we-
throwovers
Yeah. something
That's what
like
I like. I was thinking about doing that, and I just didn't keep it long enough to actually
to really do
really
it, right?
I wasn't doing any real traveling on it.
I mean, I
My
probably
most
will.
traveling was like to Western Maryland, West Virginia,
Yeah.
to the beach, back from the beach,
Okay.
and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, we definitely. I'm having a dilemma because my buddy's like got that Super 10, and he's like, well, if you don't get the 1200, then you're not gonna be able to keep up. I'm like, bullshit.
It'll go.
Unless, well, I mean, the ones we rode over there rocked and rolled.
Oh, yeah.
But like, he's like, yeah, because he wants to do like the continent, go across the, out to
Trans-American
Oregon
Trail,
and stuff
yeah.
on it. And he's like, when we get there, we're gonna get on the highways, come home. So you know, but I feel like that bike. It was hard to tell how fast I was going because it was in kilometers.
Right.
You know, but
I think it's comfortable riding in the 70s,
Yeah.
and even up to 80 miles an hour. You start going up above that, and then you're taking on a lot of wind.
Yeah.
And that, but I mean that's true on any bike.
Yeah,
It's just they're
I
not
mean-
like it's not a cruiser where you have to weight down low and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody thinks we're crazy that we took this cross country, and
That's what they're made for.
he
That's
has
what I said,
and
right.
he has no windshield. But
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah, and like I
We
said,
did
a lot
fine.
of that it's like
Remember, you guys had Triumph. We also folks that told us they really liked the Tiger, the 900.
they're good bikes.
Like when we
Just
went
a
out.
lot more of the electronic, but I mean that's the beauty of this bike. It's ABS on, ABS off. That's it.
That's
right?
it.
That's it.
Yeah, like no GP. That's not a navigation system or nothing, right? Yeah.
No, it's the ones that it looks very
It's exactly the
similar
same.
to what we had.
Very
yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
We were, like I said, we're on the 22.
And like I said, and this bike didn't change until the 24s that are coming. And we do have one of those available that hasn't been taken yet. We got one that's sold, and I think they'll be here by the end of December. They have a third ABS setting. So they changed it so you can do one wheel on ABS.
Okay. Yeah. For
Got
like
it.
downhill and stuff or
That's
whatever it is.
Yep.
Got it.
Wow, that's it.
So, and you
It's
guys
got
said
your port.
89. That's not bad.
Yeah, you got a power port there.
Very similar.
Did you guys run stock tires down there? Or did they have more knobbies for the off-road stuff?
Her bike had these tires on,
Okay.
and then the bike that I was on had a little bit different
Yeah, I
tire.
find they're adequate for gravel and dry dirt and stuff like that. For mud, it doesn't give you a whole lot of grip.
Nah.
Right.
I mean, I took it through some river crossings, and
Yeah, usually, like I said, they're pretty good if you just got a straight line through there,
Yeah.
basically gravel bottom, stuff like that.
I mean, we're looking either at this, a Tiger. Somebody told me that I should check out the Honda Transal that they just brought back.
Okay.
And then
I don't know much about that.
I don't know much about that.
if we would get a Pan Am or not. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of bike, right? I mean, I don't know.
I test rode one before. Same issue, you know, it's real tall for
Right,
me.
yeah.
But
that's probably right on any of the adventure
any
bikes.
adventure
Right,
bikes.
you get into
tall.
maybe.
I was gonna say, right.
So, I mean, here's what everyone says to me. Like, it might not be the fanciest bike, but it's super reliable.
Oh yeah.
And it always makes the list if if you're Googling like best adventure bikes.
Right.
It's always on the list. It's never number one, but it's always on the
always
list.
up there, yeah.
And that says something, right? And like for us, not doing a lot of maintenance would be very nice.
Right.
And that's what everybody tells me about them.
Yep. Throw a leg over that.
I was gonna
throw a leg over that.
I was gonna say, could you throw a leg on?
You'll see.
You want me to hold your phone?
You'll see where I am.
Yeah, it's up there.
Tiptoe.
So I did this, but I had to, So the problem was I couldn't. He would have to come over here so that I could get the.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely taller than
It's
the ones.
just like if you're
No,
on
it's the
just like if
same,
you're on
Michael.
an MX bike, you're gonna run the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just got to tee from one side to the other. And it's really those positions where, let's say, you're off camber or something.
Yeah.
That's where it gets tricky.
Yeah, well, and like yes, and the roads sometimes in Costa Rica on this side, and then I had to like lean it this side, and it's
a lot.
tough.
Yeah.
But I did fine with it. Don't you think eventually I did fine with it?
You did once you got your hands relaxed
But,
and
like,
you got comfortable on
yeah.
it. You did okay.
Right. And when you're moving, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
There ain't nothing to it once you're moving.
Yeah,
Right,
it
right,
doesn't.
yeah.
And I tell that to anyone who's like, oh my God, you bring, because I've ridden, an ultra glide, and I'm
Right.
like, who cares? Once you're going, whether I'm on a Grom or an ultra glide, you're going.
Yeah.
But it's just the taxiing, the maneuvering, things like that.
How long
Except
have
you don't
you?
want to get stalled in a corner, right? Because
Yes.
that's bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
Well, there was one
once
like
you got one really strong leg that you want to get out, it's your outrigger, right?
but she has a bad leg.
Unfortunately,
anyways,
my left leg is the one that I got to balance on. My knee is rough.
Gotcha.
It's-
Although this bike will go.
Yeah.
It'll loft that front wheel if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, those in Costa
He pulled
Rica,
it
I
up.
was pulling it
He
up.
pulled it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
And like I said, I mean, it wasn't my bike, but
Right.
so I was playing careful. I'm not a complete asshole. Just a little bit, right?
Yeah, I guess. All right, y'all. So we checked out the Tenere, although we've already ridden Teneres, so I didn't feel like asking him to test ride it.
Nah.
But I haven't told Michael this, but I do think maybe he should test ride the Pan Am. But we'll see.
Nah. I'll do whatever. That looks like a used one, though.
No, I was thinking maybe it is. You know, though, a Harley dealer's gonna be highway robbery every time. How many miles are on this thing that they're saying for 17?
You guys following me?
Yeah, I
she just said the same thing.
I just said that. 6,000 for 17.
What year is that? 2021?
It's a 21, but it's like same amount of miles on it as that Tenere, and it is $10,000 more. Now, I know we could probably do better. Like, there's a Pan Am group. There's people in there that sell them, and we can honestly
How you doing?
probably do better.
Good. It's probably. Is that the only Pan America that you have that's used?
Used wise, yes.
Okay.
I want to compare to the price of a new one. Any new ones?
I don't see the
Yeah.
Pan Americans.
Is this also? This is the 23.
Yeah.
Do they have a few breakouts?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the black one and the orange one.
One day.
Yeah, so I mean that's what I was thinking. My thought is this. My thought is that's the next bike that we finance.
We're not there right now. I don't like window shopping. Let's go.
2 years. I wanted to know how much that one is because I want to know the difference.
That one? It says 23.
It says 23?
23 or 24? What it says right here.
Oh. 23.9. Well, 20, okay, so 23.
Then you gotta pay your shop fees.
Right, it's gonna be
Tax, tag,
25,
title.
basically.
Mhm.
New, but then they're selling that one for $17.99. It's really not that much of a
How many miles were on the used one?
6,000. It's just, it doesn't make sense for us to get a Pan Am when it's 10,000 more than other things in the market.
Yeah, I get it.
Sorry, Harley. We obviously love you. But, you know, it's just... Although I know that's the same with cruisers, too, honestly, Michael. Like, if I went and got a Yamaha Cruiser, it
Right.
would be the same price difference.
But the thing is, like, Harley's been in the cruising game since day one.
That's true.
They just got into the adventure game.
All right, y'all. We're having some GoPro charging issues, so we're gonna do forward-facing recording in our journey through Frederick and Hagerstown to look at adventure bikes. In this video, I guess. Look, he always yells at me when I do stuff like this and go the opposite side that he's going. He's got the directions. I So guys, this is obviously part 1 of a 3-part series. So if you want to know what adventure bike Michael and I settled on, you'll have to watch the other videos. I'm so excited to share that with you guys, and we're so excited to go on a sort of new 2-wheel journey, all because of your guys' support. So thank you so much. Alright, y'all, we're at lunch. It was an ordeal. We tried to have barbecue, but it wasn't working out for us. Went to like 4 places. It's this like beautifully out of season weather. It's like 80 degrees and almost like days from November. I want to eat outside. Anyway, you saw we looked at the Yamaha and we looked at the Pan Am, and I have already test ridden the Pan Am, and if you've never seen that video, go watch it. It's probably the most scared I ever was to ride a motorcycle.
Definitely scared as I was watching you ride a motorcycle.
Terrifying because I'm so short and it is so tall, and it was like a expensive, brand new, beautiful bike. It was good though. I do want Michael to test ride it at some point, but I didn't think today because I think it's probably out of our price range, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
like that, and honestly, everybody's like the BMW is great, and I am sure that it actually, you rode
the GS 12, yeah. It was amazing. It was great. I mean, it was also, what, $30,000?
Right. So we are not looking to pay that much for an adventure bike because this is like our secondary bike, right? So I know everybody's going to tell us that the BMW is great, and I'm sure that it is great, but it kind of feels like, why are we going to go test ride it and look at it when it's just not an option? Right. So.
And if it was like, you know, your first primary bike,
yeah.
Right? I get it.
This is a secondary bike for us. So, but what we are interested in, and we just called the dealer out in Hagerstown, which is a little ways away from this, and they have a Trans Alp, which just got brought back.
Which is a Honda.
Yes. They have an African Twin, but it's an automatic, and Mike and I don't want automatic. But we would still look at them, but probably used, right? An African Twin.
Yeah.
But the Trans Alp is like in our price range, maybe new. So we're gonna look at that, and then they also sell Triumphs at that dealer. So we're gonna look at the Triumph Tiger and see what we think of that. Don't you think the 900? I feel like the 600 is not enough, and the 1200 is a lot.
Yeah, 900's right in the middle.
Do you feel like that's
plenty?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to be racing over 100 miles an hour.
True. Well, sometimes we do.
Right.
Anyway, they told us that we could test ride them, and so we're going to go test ride them. I don't know that that's going to happen today, but that's sort of where we are. If you have suggestions and there's a different adventure style bike that you love, tell us, because
we'll try it out.
We're looking in like the next month or so.
Order's ready.
Okay.
Bye.